What if your life isn't happening to you, but because of you? Not because of your actions, not because of your plans, your education, or your goals, but because of your vibration. This is the part they never told you, the part school left out, the part buried beneath religion, psychology, and pop spirituality. You are a vibrational being, a field of consciousness encoded with emotion, thought, intention, and memory. And that field is constantly broadcasting a signal, not metaphorically, literally. Every moment you're awake, every second you breathe, you're emitting frequency. And the universe? It's not watching, it's responding. This is not wishful thinking, it's law. The law of resonance, the law of vibration. The ancient truth known by mystics, scientists, sages, and quantum minds alike. That reality isn't something solid and fixed. It's fluid, reactive, responsive. It bends not to what you want, but to what you are. And what you are is vibration. That's why when you're in grief, more pain finds you. That's why when you're afraid, everything feels unsafe. That's why when you shift inside, the outside begins to move with you. But no one teaches you this, because a person who understands their vibration can't be manipulated, can't be controlled, can't be programmed, unless they let themselves be. But here's the part you were never meant to realize. You've been vibrating your whole life, but someone else has been tuning your frequency, not with wires, not with machines, but with ideas, beliefs, stories. From childhood, you were surrounded by low vibrational programming, fear disguised as safety, scarcity disguised as realism, obedience disguised as morality. You were told the world is dangerous, that life is hard, that survival is success, and if you dared to feel joy without reason, they called it foolishness. If you had faith in your dreams, they called it naive. Every institution, every screen, every piece of media drip-fed you the same signal: stay small, stay afraid, stay realistic. But here's what they don't tell you. Realistic is just another word for programmable. When your vibration is low, you're predictable. You're easily controlled. You seek external validation. You react instead of respond. You confuse comfort with peace and routine with reality. And so you live in a loop of recycled emotions, recycled thoughts, recycled choices, wondering why nothing ever changes. But change doesn't start with action. It starts with frequency, because vibration is upstream from thought, and thought is upstream from reality. Shift your vibration, and you shift everything. So how do you raise your vibration? Not with crystals, not with mantras you don't understand, not with pretending to be positive while your nervous system is in panic. Raising your vibration isn't aesthetic. It's not spiritual theater. It's inner calibration. It starts by choosing truth, especially when it's uncomfortable. You raise your vibration when you stop betraying yourself to please others. When you set boundaries that protect your peace. When you say no to the patterns that keep you stuck. It rises every time you choose presence over distraction, stillness over stimulation, compassion over control. Raising your frequency isn't about escaping the world. It's about learning to move through it without losing yourself. You raise your vibration when your inner world stops depending on what's happening out there, when your worth isn't measured by productivity, when your peace isn't held hostage by other people's chaos. You reprogram your reality by becoming aware of the patterns running silently beneath your thoughts. Old beliefs, childhood wounds, societal scripts, none of them are yours. But you've been living by them as if they were sacred law. The moment you question them, they lose power. The moment you feel what you've been avoiding, energy moves. And the moment you choose alignment over fear, the field around you responds. You start to notice different people showing up, opportunities that feel effortless, synchronicities that defy logic, because you're no longer vibrating at the level of survival. You're aligning with the field of creation. That's not magic, it's physics. And if this is starting to feel familiar, it means you're waking up. Subscribe and turn on the bell. The remembering continues. The real shift happens when you understand this. You're not just vibrating randomly. You're broadcasting from the deepest part of your being, the subconscious. That's where the signal begins. Not in the words you say, not in the goals you write down, but in the unspoken, unseen programming that runs 95% of your life. The subconscious is the architect behind your vibration, and most of it wasn't built by you. It was built by repetition, by trauma, by culture, by voices you trusted when you were too young to filter what they said. So now you say you want abundance, but your energy still runs on fear. You say you want love, but your nervous system is still expecting abandonment. You say you want peace, but your mind doesn't know how to stop preparing for war. And the universe listens to that. Not your words, not your posts, not your affirmations repeated through clenched teeth. It listens to your vibration, and your vibration is a reflection of your emotional baseline. So if you want to reprogram your reality, you have to go deeper than thoughts. You have to go into the places you've avoided, into the memories you've buried, into the parts of yourself that still believe survival is safer than expansion. This isn't about thinking high vibe. This is about healing your baseline. When the inner conflict dissolves, when the nervous system softens, when the old programs are finally felt, witnessed, and released, that's when the frequency changes, naturally, effortlessly, authentically, not forced, not faked, not for show. And once that shift happens, your external world has no choice but to match it, because the field doesn't lie, it reflects. What science is only beginning to confirm, ancient mystics already knew, that everything, every object, thought, emotion, and being emits a frequency, that the universe is not made of matter, it's made of energy fields interacting with other fields. This isn't philosophy, this is quantum physics. When you observe a particle, it changes. When you set an intention, the energy around you reorganizes. When your vibration shifts, reality bends, subtly, then drastically. Your vibration isn't a mood, it's an electromagnetic signal. And that signal either harmonizes with what you desire or cancels it out. That's why desire alone isn't enough. You can want something with your mind, but if your energy is still broadcasting fear, guilt, or unworthiness, you repel the very thing you're chasing. Because the field doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you are. When your vibration is in alignment, reality flows, synchronicities increase, right place, right time becomes the norm. Decisions become intuitive. You stop second-guessing because the frequency you're tuned to is now guiding you. But here's the key. It's not about staying high vibe 24/7. That's not realistic. It's not honest. It's about awareness. Awareness of when you slip. Awareness of when fear hijacks the signal. Awareness of when you start vibrating from a place of lack instead of power. That awareness is what shifts the vibration. Not control, not forcing, not bypassing. Because the goal isn't to escape your emotions. It's to feel them without becoming them. That's what raises your frequency, not pretending to be light, but learning how to hold the darkness without letting it distort your signal. Master your vibration, and you don't just manifest different things. You become someone who no longer needs to chase them, because they begin to find you. So now you know, not just intellectually, but somewhere deeper. Somewhere your logical mind can't touch, but your soul never forgot. You are not a victim of life. You are its signal. You're not here to chase success, love, peace, or purpose. You're here to transmit it, not through effort, but through frequency. You don't raise your vibration by escaping your humanity. You raise it by becoming so rooted in your awareness that even your pain becomes part of your power. Every emotion, every thought, every shadow you faced, it's all energy. And energy can be transmuted. You are not broken, you are broadcasting. So the real work isn't fixing yourself. It's remembering what's underneath the noise, underneath the shame, underneath the programs that told you to be small. Because under all of that, you're already aligned. You don't need another ritual. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need to become anything more than who you already are. When you stop lying to yourself about who that is, this isn't New Age fluff. This is remembrance. And the more you remember, the more the signal clears. And when the signal clears, the field responds. Not because you begged it to, not because you hacked it, but because it's always been waiting for the real you to show up. And if you're still watching this, that moment has already begun.